Everyone set? We're gonna let head coach Ed Cooley open with a statement, and then we'll move to questions.
There's a lot to talk about in this game here. I thought that was experience against youth. The maturity of Diarra, the maturity of Caravan, the maturity of Sampson, it really showed. I thought they played emotional and they had their emotions intact. I thought we played emotional and we played emotional. We weren't disciplined with our emotion. I thought physically they bothered us. Offensively, we were out of sorts. What I am very, very proud of, we got down pretty big and we continue to fight, chip at it. Very, very proud of our men for that. This was an uncharacteristic game for our men. I have not seen that side of the team, and I think a lot of that had to do with Connecticut's pressure, their half-court pressure. I thought our preparation was really good. I thought we cut away from it for about 7 minutes, and there was a stretch that opened a half. We missed a layup. We turn it over. I thought that was the game right there. Game, set, match, and then it was kind of even, and then that's how it played out. We got to find a way to get Jaden Epps back in the game. He's not still 100%, so we try to play him as much as we can, but hopefully he's healthy enough to help us when we go down on Tuesday. Now have him playing back-to-back games against 2 top 10 teams in our league. I love where we're at. I'm very, very frustrated and pissed that we lost the damn game. But I'm excited about what I feel and what I see to give us a chance each and every night. We got to grow up a little bit with our emotions and our physicality. That was a very, very, very physical game. All the credit to Connecticut.
Let's get started with Patrick Stevens from the AP, and we'll go to Gene Wong from the Washington
That was
Post.
Ed, when you were watching those first 5, 6, 7 minutes of the second half, was it unnerving to see your team unravel in a way that probably hasn't unraveled since that Notre Dame
Sure.
game?
I mean, I saw that there, and that's something we'll get better at, right? And again, it's adversity for our men, right? It's something that we can learn from and grow from. Like I said, you had a very connected, senior-laden team on the floor that has been through it. They're national champions for a reason. Those 3 are a big, big part of it. I think it'll be a learning thing for us, and we'll grow from it. It's definitely something we didn't see, but I'm glad we got it out the way now. It's unfortunate it was at home.
And just kind of dealing with their defense throughout the day. I mean, that was an angry version of them, obviously, coming off a loss. But how difficult was it to
We're angry as well, bro. We're angry as well. I mean, we're coming off a loss as well, right? Again, they have a senior-laden team, regardless of winning or losing. That was the story of this game. A mature team against a very, very young team, and that's how it played out. Now, play here or there, right? But that was, you got to give them a lot of credit. There's nobody more angry than Georgetown. You come off a loss the way we lost out in Milwaukee, and then I thought our kids, I loved our character today, because we could have easily shut it down. We were down 21 or 22. They're a good team. Shit, they're a top 10 team for a reason. But we're not too bad. We're going to be a tough out for a lot of people. And I'll tell my locker room, if you're soft, you're not playing in this league. You're just not. You're not going to play. You better knuckle up, put a helmet on, put some brass knuckles on, and let's play. Because that's how this game was today.
We'll go to Gene.
And kind of expanding on your opening remarks, Danny was effusive in the praise of the direction of this program. Based on the result today, where do you see your program at compared to an elite program like Connecticut, and maybe what work needs to be done to get there?
I don't know if you can compare the programs. You have an established thing. We're in the early part of our second year here. I love where we're at as far as our alignment and infrastructure with our administration, with our players, right? I mean, this is a player-led organization, and I love these men. We've come a long way, but we have a long way to go, right? I'm really, really grateful to our crowd today. Very grateful to our crowd. Hopefully they're not disturbed by the way we played, but hopefully they see how hard we play. We weren't very disciplined out there, but damn, I'll be damned if we don't play hard. I don't know if you can compare the programs based on, this is a very early part of our tenure here, but you can see where we're going. You can easily see where we're going. And I can't say it enough. We want to keep our best players home. Many of them were in the building today, which I'm grateful for. And that's part of building a crowd. That's part of building excitement. As frustrated as it was today, I saw some growth in us from a standpoint of infrastructure growth as a program. That's where our program's at right now.
Marcus.
Hey, Coach, Hurley talked about throwing mixed coverages at Thomas today, some double, some not double, some pushed him out. Did you think that impacted the way Thomas played, maybe slowed him down, maybe got him off his game, or did you not see a difference?
Oh, we definitely saw a difference. Thomas has to learn he's going to be at the top of a lot of scouting reports, right? Just like these guys are at the top of scouting reports. They're going to get everybody's best game, right? When you're a prospect like that, when you're a prospect like these guys, same thing we do, nothing's going to be easy. And then the physicality, don't forget, Thomas just turned 19 years old, right? He's got some adults in there holding, grabbing, pushing, right? And again, the officials can't call every foul, but they got to do a better job in cleaning up the interior way that they're guarding my big guy. So he's getting a little frustrated with that, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You got to do a better job cleaning up the interior of that. Because I'm pretty sure Thomas is laying some guys out in there too. But again, I'm very, very biased. And the only thing I see one side. I see one side. But they got to do a better job with that. Because they were holding, grabbing. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
And for Micah and Malik, just their physicality wasn't only on the ball, off the ball when you guys were trying to run your actions. There was a lot of bumping and so on and so forth. Just how did that make it difficult for you guys to get into any sort of flow in your offense?
I'll say that's on us. We have to do a better job just getting open earlier. I think we were trying to get open at the three-point line, but we need to start working our way in earlier so that we can catch it in a scoring position. So that's just something we got to work on, and we are going to get better at it.
Yeah, it kind of, you can see it affected us on the court a little bit, but that's something we just got to learn, something we've been talking about all year, even in the summer, that in the Big East, it get physical, and they're not really going to call too much once it's a physical game, so we just got to take that head on and not exceed their physicality and bring it to them. I feel like today they kind of had moments where they was bringing it to us, and we was trying to complain our way through it, but instead of just playing. So we know it's the Big East, and we know we got to play through physicality, so we're going to get better with that for sure.
I'm going to go to Ron Bailey and then head to that side of the room.
Coach, do you think that maturity gap kind of manifests itself in some ball sticking in the second half? When you got the ball into the paint, guys were forcing through 2 and 3 defenders as opposed to kicking it out.
I think that's a fair question, Ron. I thought we were frustrated. I don't know if the ball was sticking because everybody was trying their hardest, right? I just thought everybody was trying too hard and not trying to use one another to make it a little bit easier. I liked our physicality off the ball. But again, you're down 20 or whatever, and you're trying to get back in, and everybody's trying to play as hard as they can. When we unravel like that, we got to trust each other a little bit more. And when the ball was moving, we got some good shots. We didn't make some of the open ones we normally make, but I thought we got some energy points with our press, right? A deflection here. But again, that this game came undone with coming out of halftime, right? Which I was surprised at. I was really, really surprised at that.
Did Curtis help you at all defensively
Yeah.
on ball?
Curtis has now played 3 or 4 games in a row where he's given us a ton of energy, a ton of spirit, length, scoring. So that's good to see, And again, as he continues to grow, we'll continue to get better because we're going to need that quality depth in the backcourt, especially with Epps being down.
Thank you.
It seemed like a lot of calls didn't go you guys' way. Like, what do you tell your young team that you guys have, just to stay composed? Like, what do you tell them in those situations?
It composure. There are days where, the whistle may not go your way, right? And again, I can't say this enough. I will take Big East officials over any officials in the world. We have the elite of elite officials in our league. Do they have bad games someday? Yes, so do we as coaches, so do we as players. But this game wasn't about officiating. You got to adjust to the officials. You got to adjust to the physicality, right? But they had some tough calls on their end as well, right? We got to the free throw line 23 times. We missed 8 of them, 2 front ends, right? You lose by 8, right? You lose by 8, right? We missed probably 6 or 7 layups. So, I'll never come in here and complain about officiating. Do I always want it to be one way? 1,000%. 110%. But that's just not the way it is. This game wasn't about officiating. This was about a mature Connecticut team that came into our building and they out-toughed us today. That's keeping it, as you kids would say, facts.
And speaking of the philosophy, like in the second half, Thomas kind of messed up his shoulder. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, he'll see our medical team, right? It was when he was falling, he said, I think when Samson was falling, he kind of pulled on his arm a little bit. One thing about Thomas Sorbo, he's a tough cat. He's a tough dude. I'm taking Thomas Sorbo over any big in America. Every day, all day, 9 times on Sunday, not twice. Thomas is a load in there, and he's getting better and better. He's got to learn to deal with how he's being scouted. It's good to be on a scout report, by the way. It's real good to be on a scout report.
All right, we'll go to Dave Preston.
Ed, I believe the largest crowd since December 2015 in a game to see you guys. How was the crowd this Saturday?
Very grateful for it. You know what I mean? I'd love to hear you say that every time we play. Largest crowd, and continues to grow and grow and grow. I appreciate that. And like again, when we lose a game like this, I feel for our community. Right? So I take ownership on that. I have to be a better coach in these situations to make everybody feel like they're part of it. If we can continue to do that, and I'll continue to ask and make sure this piece goes out, we need them at our games. And I think we're earning their trust, meaning our fans, on how hard we play. We don't always play the smartest, but we play hard, and I think at the end of the day, that's all people want to see, especially when we're growing. I mean, we're still developing our program. We're developing our identity, right? And, you know, we're in our second year. We're getting there. We're not there yet, right? We got a young team, youngest team in the Big East. But we're far from the softest team in the Big East, I can tell you that.
Caravan set 4 of 6 from 3-point range. I think finished with 19. What was the toughest challenge trying to contain him throughout the course of the
Moved
year?
well without the ball, took advantage of, I mean, the 4 threes he got, he was open, right? I mean, you know, he obviously made them, but he was a really priority in our scouting, and unfortunately, we got a D+ on his assignment. We got a D+ on his assignment for him to even get 4 clean ones off, right? That was miscommunication, and hopefully the next time we play him, we could adjust.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.